It's rich, mildly sweet, savory, charred, beautiful, succulent pieces of salmon served alongside with a Taiwanese cucumber pickle. This is, ladies and gentlemen, my Salmon Teriyaki Don. Now, to start off with, we're going to break it into 3 parts: the rice, the fish, and the pickle. The thing is, as simple as it is to make, it's also very easy to screw up. All right, so first we have the rice. The rice, we're using Japanese rice, okay? These are short grain rice. First off, wash. Get your rice into a rice cooker. I have here 2 cups of rice. Flatten it out, and with 2 cups of rice, you'll see the indicator for water. All right, put your water in up to the level of 2 cups. There you go. And this goes into the rice cooker. Once we put the rice cooker aside to cook, now we're going to prepare the sushi rice dressing. Here we have a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, 4 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, and just whisk this together. So what you're looking for is this nice balance of acid, sweet, and savory. If it is too sharp, add a little bit more sugar, okay? Put that aside. This is ready to go. When the rice is done, then we will toss in our vinegar dressing and toss the rice together. Now, on to the next thing, our cucumber pickle. All right, so now I have 2 Japanese cucumbers. This is about this size. What we're gonna do, cut off the heads, cut them to sort of nice, thick slices. Yeah, so it maintains its crunch. Put them into a colander. And now, first thing we got to do is extract all that moisture, or as much moisture as we can, from a cucumber. We're going to salt this quite generously, and this salt is going to draw out all that moisture from the cucumber. Give it a toss around. There we go, and set this aside. Most of that moisture will be extracted out from the cucumber. This will help prevent it from turning soggy. Okay, now we're gonna start with the marinade for the salmon teriyaki, okay? First off, what we're gonna need a little bit of 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of honey, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Give this marinade a mix. 1 clove of garlic. Peel some ginger. We're going in with about 15 grams of grated ginger. Okay, give this a quick mix. Quick taste. All right, so now we have this delicious teriyaki marinade. This is the consistency you're looking for. Beautiful. The taste should be savory, mildly sweet, a little bit tangy at the end, sort of nice freshness, and you get the ginger and garlic on the inside with a hint of sesame oil. Now put that aside. Now we're gonna go into our fish. So the marinade portion is for a fish size of approximately 250 grams. Okay, there we go, beautiful, fresh. Now what we're gonna have to do is remove the skin. Just run your knife very gently using a very, very sharp knife. Turn it away. Once you have an opening or where you can hold on to, slit your knife through, pulling the skin. Have your knife on an angle facing downwards, facing your board, and just gently, as you pull the skin, you slide your knife through the fish. There we go, beautiful. All right, so now if you want to keep this and do salmon skin crisps, you can, but bye. We're going to start portioning the salmon, dicing them up. Yeah, so you want to cut it sort of nice, even cubes. Something about this size will be great, so you get a nice bite to your salmon, and at the same time, your salmon doesn't overcook too quickly. Now, chuck this salmon into your marinade. You don't want to be pan frying your salmon immediately after you've marinated it, okay? We want to give it time for the salmon to absorb all that wonderful teriyaki flavor. While that's marinating away, we're going to go back into a cucumber. You can see that the salt has done its work. You know, it's extracting the moisture out from the cucumber. That's good. This has gotten about sort of 15-20 minutes. We're going to rinse this off straight away. Once you've rinsed out your cucumber, transfer it into paper towel. And what we're going to do is we're going to sort of squeeze out or dry up these cucumbers. This way we ensure that whatever juices that are in the cucumber or residual moisture does not dilute the pickling juice recipe that we're going to add on to this. Okay, now once we've dried out our cucumber, we can transfer these onto a mixing bowl. There we go. Now what we're going to add to these are garlic. So I'm making sort of a Taiwanese cucumber pickle. So this is a fuse between Taiwanese and Japanese. Garlic smash. Garlic in. 2 bird's eye chili. Now this really depends on your tolerance for heat. All right, so now we're going in with our marinade. We're gonna start off with 1 tablespoon of regular sugar, caster sugar, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Let's give this a good mix. Give the brine a little taste. Oh, spicy. Now, we're going in 1 teaspoon soy sauce. Now all you need is a little bit of time. Let it marinate and sit in there for a good 15-20 minutes, stirring every now and then so it gets coated very evenly. All right, guys, our rice is done. Now, we're going to be transferring this out into a mixing bowl. Now, what I usually like to do is just fold the rice a little bit to allow that residual steam to sort of just rise up and a little bit more of that moisture to rise up into the steam as well, because we don't want to add in the sushi dressing when the rice is still super moist. That way we're not going to get this nice clean grain of rice. Okay, there we go. Adding in the sushi dressing. Very gently fold. Give it a little taste. Tasty. Got that nice acidity that comes through, but it's sort of balanced with the sugar and the salt as well. Rice is done, set that aside. Now you want to turn on the heat and heat up the pan to a nice temperature. You want it almost to the point of smoking, okay? Right under the smoking point. Oil in. And we're going in. I'm not pouring everything in with the marinade. I'm sort of fishing out the thick pieces and frying them individually. There we go, beautiful color. Now you want to be very, very gentle with your salmon at this point, because once it starts to cook, it will flake up. There you go, that's what I mean. But you can see inside still nice and pink, and that's exactly what we want. All right, so now once I've rinsed out this pan, the rest of the dressing, I'm just going to pour that in. And what it's going to do is it's going to create this nice sauce. Add a splash of water. Let that cook down, heat up, and also thicken, because there's some sugar and honey in there. So that will thicken through, and that will be sort of a nice sauce or a glaze to go over our teriyaki salmon. All right, now that you see it's nice and thick, turn off the heat, and this goes over the salmon. And just allow that to sit in that until we're ready to serve. Okay, let's get our rice. Got a bowl. Look at that beautiful individual grain of rice with a beautiful gleam. that nice shine. This is what you want when you make sushi rice. All right, now we have some beautiful furikake. Now this furikake is going to add sort of nice texture, crunch to the rice and salmon as well. Last but not least, some nice spring onions. And with the side, of course, our cucumber pickle. And here we have some Tobiko. There we go, luxuriously. Oh my God, look at that. What a bowl! And if you're as crazy as I am, and you almost can't live without, oh my goodness, chili oil. Ladies and gentlemen, you can add chili oil. So here we have our Salmon Teriyaki Don bowl, all right? Aside with a Taiwanese cucumber pickle, some extra ginger pickle, and the good stuff, the Tobiko, all right? To give that nice sort of burst of umami with every bite that you're having. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my Salmon Teriyaki Don. All right, guys, so now it's time to taste this delicious, decadent bowl of Salmon Teriyaki Don. Now let's talk about a few things. The rice is perfectly cooked, right? When you get each rice, that's just, once you put it inside your mouth, it just separates and you get that nice smoothness of the rice on the exterior of the rice. And then that rice flavored very beautifully with the sushi vinegar rice. And that really works so well with the sweet, savory of the teriyaki salmon. And salmon is rich. Get that bit of, a little bit of cucumber pickle. I can have a meal like this and be so satisfied that I could go to teriyaki heaven, if at all there is such a thing. But anyway, guys, I hope you've picked up a couple of pointers of how to make a great teriyaki salmon. Let's do a quick recap. First off, to remember that be mindful of the size you cut your salmon. If it's too big, you're not going to get enough flavor penetration. If it's too small, your salmon's going to get overcooked really quickly. The second thing is to always prep or marinate the salmon for at least 20 minutes to half an hour. Give it time for the salmon to absorb all that beautiful flavor. And the third thing, when you're pan frying your salmon, do it mindfully, piece by piece. Sort of give it the care that it needs. If you chuck everything all at once, together with that marinade, you're not going to get the beautiful char. The salmon is just going to be steaming inside together with its marinade. So remove the bigger pieces of salmon first, sort of, get that done, remove, and then the belly side, which is the thinner pieces of salmon, get that going, so that way you're able to control your salmon. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, all right, guys? If you've enjoyed this recipe, let me know. If you've not enjoyed this recipe, you think there's a better way, let me know as well. And maybe I can learn something from you. Until next time, guys, don't forget to click the like and subscribe, okay? I'll see you next time. Ciao, guys. Peace.